Strategists from both major political parties are here with me. And Arshi, you know Pelosi very well. You were a senior policy advisor and counsel during Pelosi's tenure as Speaker of the House. How influential will she be in retirement, do you think? Will she still be something of a kingmaker? Will she still come out and make comments? Or do you think this is it? She's going quietly into the good night?
I think Nancy Pelosi is always going to be a force, and we saw that actually even as recently as this redistricting fight in California. Her fingerprints were all over that. She really was a supportive team player for Gavin Newsom in getting that over the finish line in California. So I think we'll continue to see that. And there was that open question when she stepped down. So I think when you look at her legislative career and what she's been able to accomplish, she's always going to be a resource on how to get things done.
So former Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan posted, quote, "While we rarely agreed on policy, I have a deep admiration for Speaker Pelosi's lifetime of public service. For decades, she advocated for her beliefs, blazed a trail for female lawmakers, and protected the House as an institution. Congratulations to Nancy on a storied career," unquote. It's almost like a statement from another world where people say nice things about the other party. I remember that era. Doug, you worked very hard to unseat then Speaker Pelosi when you were comms director for the RNC. What did you learn while working in opposition to her about her?
Yeah, well, I actually brought a relic from the Fire Pelosi bus tour. This is my last bit of swag from the RNC. And I worked in the California delegation for 6 years and then House leadership. I've seen her up close for years. And why we launched the Fire Pelosi tour that took Michael Steele through the all lower 48 states was because of how formidable she was. We launched it the day after the Obama bill, or the night the Obamacare bill passed, because she got that through. No other Democratic leader was going to be able to do that. And time again, and I say this with nothing but respect for her, she always got what she wanted, and she raised a ton of cash.
Hold up that cup. We didn't see it. The people at home didn't see it. Fire Pelosi.
Nothing but respect for Nancy Pelosi and the job she did, and that's what Paul Ryan essentially speaks to. She is a winner, and I would tell friends who would ask from college or high school and talk about her being a San Francisco liberal. I said, you got that somewhat wrong. She's Nancy D'Alessandro, and she's a street fighter from Baltimore.
Yeah, she's incredibly effective. Like it does, whatever you think about her policies and her politics, she did not bring a vote to the floor if she didn't have the votes. She was just really good at it. Let me just ask you about this other issue. But since Biden helped lead his party to defeat in 2024, there's been a generational debate among Democrats. Pelosi was interviewed here on CNN this week ahead of the passage of Prop 50, and she said this about her career.
My only reason I'm in Congress this term is to win the House for the Democrats, to protect us from the poison of the Trump administration.
In 2022, Democrats did an amazing thing in the House. The leaders, Pelosi, Hoyer, and Clyburn, all voluntarily stepped away from power and led the way for a new generation. And a lot of Democrats think if only the president had taken that cue as well. What do you think? Is it time for a new generation? Is this a cue for other House members in their 70s and 80s to check out the porch?
I think we're already seeing that. And I think you also see what we're seeing on the ground in terms of this urgency for real change and for affordability and just reinvigorating the American dream and reimagining the American dream. So I think we're going to see more of that as time passes. And I just wanted to make a point on the Affordable Care Act. I think what's interesting about Pelosi and the way she functioned is, in the January before it passed in May, there was a real push to just step back and really filter it down and just take a small incremental step.
To make just focus on children, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she made a call, and she knew it was going to cost her speakership. She knew that, and the leadership knew it, and the Democratic caucus knew it, because we were going into an election where it was a different vibe, and this long-term investment in affordability and healthcare was not the right political move. But she put policy over politics, and I think you see that throughout her career.
Do you think that she was a lightning rod? How effective a lightning rod she was, I don't know. But she was a lightning rod. Republicans tried to use her as a bad guy. Who replaces her? Mamdani, you think, in New York?
Mamdani is obviously the flavor of the day, but look, we have to see how he governs. What does Mamdani do when he has to sit down with the construction industry and the design industries and all these things that you have to do in a very transactional town like New York? Republicans are going to try and obviously use him, but there's nobody who's been quite effective for Republicans and obviously for Democrats as Nancy Pelosi. Again, she's one of a kind.
She told me this really interesting story once. I'll just end it on this, which is before she became Speaker, she and I think Harry Reid maybe, but she and someone else went and they met with Steve Jobs, and they became focused on numbers and data in a way that no Democrat had ever been before in Congress. And that is one of the reasons why she was effective as she was. Thank you so much. So breaking news, American